You're not broken, self-improvement is. And here's why. Most self-improvement content focuses just on the physical actions that you need to be taking, right? Like whether that's waking up early every single day or, stop drinking or, whatever it is. And chances are you probably already know what it is that you need to be doing as well. So, why do we find it so hard to break these bad habits and implement these new ones? Well, I don't think most self improvement content really goes into that, but here's why. So, the reason why you're not able to implement these new habits or actions and, stop taking the actions that you are at the moment that you know you shouldn't be doing is because you're trying to do all of that while still operating from your current state of mind, right? Like you're literally the way that your brain is currently wired basically just doesn't allow for you to be able to take these new actions straight away on a consistent basis at least. Obviously anyone can wake up at 6 a.m. on a random day, but to do that consistently is not something that most people can do. So, like I said, this is so like I said, the reason why you're not able to take these new actions and stop taking the actions that you know you don't need or you shouldn't be taking is because you're not in the right frequency or state of mind. So, the question is, how do we then get into the right state of mind, right? Well, well, it's actually not that difficult. The goal is basically to trick your subconscious mind into thinking that you're already the version of you that does these things, right? So, I guess we have to first understand how the subconscious mind actually works. Again, that's actually not that complicated. Well, obviously, there's probably more to it, but for what we need to know, which is literally just changing our reality, all we need to know is that emotion is the language of the subconscious mind, right? And anything that we experience through any of our five senses through strong emotion gets registered in our subconscious mind. So, how can we use this to basically trick our subconscious into thinking that we already are who we want to be? Well, the way I do it is two ways, and that's one, emotionally charged visualization. Oh, by the way, I keep looking to the right because there's like someone walking their dog, but everyone's gonna die, so who cares? Anyways, yeah, so emotionally charged visualizations, right? Um, Basically just pick a scene, create a scene in your mind that um, would basically tell you or would prove to you that your desired reality is now here and that you've accomplished what it is that you want to accomplish. Um, and, for example, that's obviously going to be different for everyone, but yeah, if you can just do that and while doing that, experience vivid, strong emotion, right? On and try to, and obviously repeat this for me, I've been doing this now for months. If you just repeat this on a consistent basis, right? But like I said, emotion being the most important thing, all you have to do is basically just pick a scene and visualize it so vividly with such strong emotion, right? On a consistent basis. And what's going to happen is naturally that's going to get registered into your subconscious mind, and you're going to literally start to believe that it's actually true and already here. And the second thing I do is mental and verbal affirmations, right? I swear that word just makes me feel like some like some fairy tale like crystal girl. But anyways, basically just pick a line or pick something that you tell yourself when you're actually in your desired reality and just basically repeat that. But again, emotion being the most important thing, right? Because you can repeat it a lot, yes, but emotion, it's going to be the most important thing. So, literally just visualize that scene, and at the end of it, just basically say to yourself now, with strong emotion, that you did it, or like whatever it is. What you're going to realize after a while of doing this, and there's no set time frame, right? It's going to be different for everyone. And for me, it took a couple months. But what you're going to realize is that you're going to start to feel these mental nudges from within. And every single time you start to take action that isn't aligned with this new version of you, you're going to feel a mental nudge saying, you shouldn't be doing this, or you wouldn't be doing this in your like desired reality. And you're also going to start to kind of hear this voice or this what okay, actually I should say that this is what I've experienced. So obviously everyone's different, but what I've experienced is that you also start to feel this nudge to basically tell you to take certain actions, right? Like for example, if you're overthinking something, you might just hear that voice inside of you saying just do it, right? or like, if you were in your desired reality right now, then you would do this. So why would you not do it right now, right? And I like to conceptualize this voice or this mental nudge as basically me in my desired reality, just kind of guiding me, right? And the more action I take, basically, the more I listen to that voice or listen to those nudges, the the more aligned I am with the version of me in my desired reality, right? And so if I just keep taking these actions and stop taking the actions, basically, if I just listen to these mental nudges more and more, I'm gonna just start to think that I am that person in my desired reality right now. And eventually, the more and more you do that, uh, you're gonna continuously just keep tricking your subconscious mind into thinking that you are now that person. And that kind of sets like a nice like cycle of like improvement. And it also just makes it so, and this is, I feel like, how you really should go about self-improvement, because it's not just like I said before, like, now with these new things, like, you are literally changing the state of your like brain. Like, your mental state is now literally altered, and it's going to make taking action so much easier, right? Because your mind is literally telling you to do these things, whereas before you're basically fighting your mind. You don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. Whereas after you do these things, what I experience is that, I wake up at 6, and maybe, yeah, I don't want to wake up, but then I think, I am that guy now. Like, I hear that voice in my head saying, like, you would wake up right now, right? Like, how long, and also, like, how long can this go on for, right? How long am I going to hit snooze for? Basically, the key takeaway of this video is, before trying to change physical actions, obviously try and do that as well, but what's more important is knowing that your mental state precedes those actions. And if you're not in the right mental state, then you're never going to be able to take the right actions, especially not on a frequent enough basis. And yeah, hopefully that helps, and there's a bit of practical knowledge as well in this video for you to maybe implement that. But yeah, and also pre the mic, production is going up. Anyways, yeah, gonna be a bit more consistent with this channel now. Gonna try and post twice a week for the next 3 months at least, and then we'll see from there. But yeah.